GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek, The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the GNT show. Our continuing mission, to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the G&T show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me. Admiral Shaw.
She's badass.
It's Ceridian.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the G&T show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for Coffee Clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the G&T show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. G&T show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the G&T show is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
this is
out.
Terry
Okay.
having a series of small
It's news.
strokes, actually.
Well, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
Straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I G&T.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the G&T Show, episode 142. I'm Terry Lynn.
Joe Lontreux, good morning. Welcome to the NPR edition. There's Terry to my left, your right, wearing her tuxedo, and to my right, your left, wearing his tuxedo, Ceridian.
Kapla. How's everyone doing this morning?
Doing fine, Michael. How are you? Terry, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How was your weekend? And how was your week?
Well, those are two very different things now, aren't they?
They truly are.
I can't take it no more.
This is why I love it.
I'm glad it was the Klingon who broke out first.
Yeah. I
That was like torture. I was like, wait, where's the energy? Where's the excitement? Where's the kapla?
I could have done it forever, but Robin, so.
That was pretty funny. I was trying to remember the name of the
Sweaty balls.
the sweaty balls. Oh my god, that was so funny. This day, one of the funniest Saturday Night Live skits ever. I enjoy
Oh, Sunsail got the kitty cat wagging its ass. I love that cat.
I do too. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
And that's why women live longer than men.
Yes, as they jump out of rooms into pools that.
And do you know why the men jump out like that?
To impress the women.
To get away from the women.
Oh, well,
I'm thinking that looked more like a frat house.
yeah.
Yeah, or it could be a barracks on a military base. Trust me when I say that.
Oh, coffee clutch time. Gentlemen, what did you do this week?
Well, there's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And big news on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. front. Big news.
Yes.
I'm so excited. They renewed
Another
Agents of
season,
S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, another season for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Plus
And spun it
a
off.
new series. Another new series, Agent Carter, starts next year, and I'm so excited. I think that's fabulous.
Do you think we're reaching the point now? Because also, so we've got Arrow and The Flash on CW.
Right.
We've got Gotham that's been approved by, I think it was Fox.
Interesting.
We've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and now Agent Carter. We are going to have Constantine. We're going to have Flash. Do you think that they're now all the other thing? iZombie is coming. Do you think that we're gonna have a glut that they're gonna oversaturate it with?
It's possible. Sure, I think anything's possible, but I don't know. I think it's a nice glut to get into, other than police procedurals.
Well, that's true. I mean, and I hate to say this because I don't want to take jobs away from anybody, but it looks like the reality show thing is starting maybe on a downturn. I mean, you're gonna still have like the Survivor and the Amazing Race. And
The quality ones.
What's that?
If there is such a thing, but the quality reality shows will remain. If there is such a thing as quality reality shows.
No, there is. I mean, the Amazing Race is one. Survivor's one. Things like that.
Yeah, well, things like
which ironically, those are the most expensive to do because they're traveling the world.
Right.
You know, or something like The Bachelor.
We'll see. We'll see.
But do you also consider something like The Voice or American Idol a game show or a reality show?
I call it.
It's Star Search.
I call them a reality show.
Well, so is Star Search.
Oh, game shows, sort of.
Right, yeah.
It's today's version of Star Search from, a dozen years ago, and whatever came before that. Well, I don't know. I think it's older than that, but,
Mike said a dozen. No, Midnight Shadow says there's no quality reality TV. That's not true. Face Off is a quality show.
Yeah.
I've been a Survivor fan since day one. I don't watch The Amazing Race much, but when I do, I get sucked into it because they're traveling the world and they're seeing some really awesome stuff. And see, that show.
They should just call it Ugly Americans.
Well, that or How to Get a Divorce.
That title's already used.
Oh, is it? Okay.
How to Get a Divorce or Break Up with Your Best Friend while traveling the world.
That's a definite potentiality.
That one's not so. I mean, the host is scripted, but the reactions of people are definitely not.
Oh. Pardon my yawn.
It's okay. But this is all saying there's a lot of superhero stuff coming on now, or comic book inspired stuff. Oh, Preacher is coming. See, there's a whole bunch.
NBC, let's see, canceled Community. Canceled. But they renewed a couple of things, too. Oh, Almost Human got canceled. We knew that last week. That was Fox. Fox doing its typical thing, make a great or a fun, expensive genre show.
I saw an article on that. The loss on it was
it was huge. It was huge. I know.
That the ratings did not make up for it. It wasn't enough for them to say, let's keep it going, that, it'll make it better. They just couldn't do it.
Right.
That reminds me of something that I want to talk about in a few minutes, but go ahead. Continue.
Oh, talk about it now.
Does it involve Desilu?
Well, it was from These Are the Voyages. I finished reading the book a few days ago, and there was a part in the book up until Paramount purchase of Desilu, and where it's like, episode after episode, they're like going over budget, like big time, and the tally just keeps racking up until it's like I was like getting like nervous. I was like reading these numbers getting bigger and bigger. And it's like, that's the cost of a new episode. And it's like people, I was feeling the panic. And then all of a sudden it was bought and there was like tumbleweeds in the streets. I don't know. It just seemed surreal. Reading all about all this tension, and then all of a sudden, it's like it got resolved when Paramount purchased Desilu, but at the same time, it wasn't, because all of a sudden they could not. They had no flexibility at all to go over.
Right.
It was weird.
Well, Matthew Anderson said in the chat room, the Fox curse continues. I think this is a lot different than, say, Firefly, which was getting moved around, out of order. Everyone knew when Almost Human was. It had a huge build-up.
They advertised it. Yeah,
they advertised it. It was talked about. It just wasn't pulling the numbers. And there's nothing... Very rarely can a studio afford anymore, especially with the cost of that show.
Yeah, it was a very, very expensive show. I'm sad for the cast and crew because they're quality, and even the writing was fun on it. But I have to admit, I didn't follow through on watching all the episodes. I think I probably watched a third of them.
Yeah, I don't think this is a Fox curse thing.
No.
Fox gave it a season. NBC doesn't even give shows 3 episodes anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, so the people have a season of it at least, to which allows Fox to then go back maybe and do, like they just did with the 24, bring it back as every couple of years as a movie or a mini series or something too.
Yeah, like the 12 episodes that we're getting now. They're calling it an event.
Yeah.
But it's really half a season.
Terry, remember when they used to just call it a miniseries?
Yeah. I wish, I miss miniseries. I do. They were
man,
fun.
there were some amazing ones.
Yeah,
Of course,
you got
the
a great
granddaddy
story.
of them all. Yeah.
Which one? Which do you call it?
Roots.
Huh? Roots. Oh yeah.
But there
definitely.
was Masada, North and South.
Thornbirds.
Thornbirds. What's the damn one? War. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Was
Robert
it North
Mitchum.
and South and
North and South Book 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a while there were. Oh yeah.
That was. You could always count on sweeps for miniseries.
But again, that's 3 networks. Was it.
True. Yeah. Now we've got a couple hundred. Well, either way, our heartfelt condolences to the cast and crew of Almost Human. We are very sorry that your show did not get picked up, but we are very happy for everybody at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and now coming up Agent Carter. I'm really excited about the thought of a period series of Marvel. How cool is that going to be?
Well, that and with the way Marvel ties everything in, it's just going to be one big expanded.
I know, much fun.
And
much fun.
I was talking yesterday. I was at Beyond Comics, my comic book store, and talking with one of the guys there. We were talking about if Flash, if they're going to, at least for its first season, have Arrow as the lead-in, and then Flash to kind of get that built-in audience.
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, I think I was just really excited because I was on Twitter right when the announcement came out, and to say the least, that Twitter kind of blew up over it, which was very fun. I also follow J. August Richards, who is Deathlock, and he's so excited.
Right.
He was
I'll
so
tell you who's
excited.
fun. Do you follow do you follow Grit?
Oh, the guy who
Agent
plays
Triplet?
Ward?
No,
Oh,
Triplet.
no, I haven't. No, I don't.
Oh, he's the one that every week I send something like either insulting him or praising him, and he'll laugh and retweet it. Like it's like I'll send him a damning praise. It'll be like, oh, look at you showing off the guns so that Fitz becomes jealous.
So I guess my
Speaking
question
of
to you
which,
is,
how about Fitz this week?
I was going to say, turned into the dog that Ward wouldn't shoot.
Yeah, well, but more than that, just fucking manning up, and not that he wasn't before, but his I don't give a fuck attitude and setting off that EMP. I was like, you go, boy.
Yeah, that was fun.
He like Agent May. He used his anger.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is going to be a very interesting. I'll be bummed because a lot of that was set up, don't you think? Too. I kept sitting there and I looked at Alan during the show and I was like, I don't want to feel sorry for Ward. I don't want to feel sorry for Ward. That damn video started again. There we go. Don't make me feel sorry for Ward. I don't want to. He's a mean guy. He's a bad guy. He's Hydra. And if he's not in his heart Hydra, he's still doing everything they wanted him to. He'll boatloads of people. Oh, geez. I don't want to feel sorry for him. But he didn't shoot the dog. I refuse to believe he shot a dog.
You're such a mark. You're such a mark for the animals.
I am. You want to know why?
Go ahead.
As they don't have the choice. I mean, humans are smarter, are supposed to be smarter than that.
Well,
supposed to be the key word.
I have such a freaking how do I put this? I'm going dizzy from the blood flow for the photo that Stephen Amell released for Wednesday's Arrow finale.
Oh.
Well, Mike, you saw it? Did you see last week's?
I saw last week's show, but I don't know if I saw the photo.
Okay, when John Barrowman came back, did you let out a little cheer?
A little bit.
Yeah. And did you know, Terry, he's gay?
Oh, gosh.
And somebody that beautiful really should be. But the photo for next week shows a group of people walking. They're going down the street and they're going to meet, going to take on Slade Wilson's army. And it's Arrow, Black Canary, Roy, who's Red Arrow, John Barrowman's character, and Risa Al Ghul. And it looks like the League of Assassins are behind them.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, I had to call my doctor because my erection lasted more than 4 hours.
Well, that's pretty cool. Michael.
Yes.
Did we get to some Star Trek news?
Well, before we do that, I've been kind of busy this week.
Cool. Sorry, honey, I forgot.
No problem. As I mentioned, I finished reading These Are the Voyages. I've also started reading the first book. Let's see, this one was written by David Mack. I think it's Persistence of Memory.
Did you say Persistence Millennium?
Of Memory.
Persistence of Memory.
Oh.
I think that's the first in the Electric Boogaloo trilogy. I don't know what it's called right now.
The
We're going to call it that from
Boogaloos.
now on.
Oh my God, that is awesome. I hope Dave hears this.
Help me, what is it called?
Cold Equations?
Cold Equations, thank you.
One does simply... Okay, I'm going to do like that meme. One simply does not get Electric Boogaloo from Cold Equations.
I don't know where it came from, and that's the only thing that came to my head. So I said it.
That is awesome.
We're going to call it that from now on. This is the Electric Boogaloo trilogy.
Yeah, so I've started reading that. Off to a roaring start, I have to say. Wow.
Yeah. The Cold Equations trilogy is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I'm already like 2.5 chapters in, so off to a roaring start there. I've also finished the second draft of my Stowe novel outline. Now I'm just going through and making sure that it sounds like English and not my chicken scratch. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I had a couple doctor's appointments and had some computer work this week. So
you had computer work at your doctor? What?
No, those are two separate things.
Are they rebooting your hard drive, Mike?
No, but they're talking surgery. I got a test Monday.
So everybody keep your fingers crossed for Sorry.
Yes, I'm scared.
Are you getting your ridges removed?
No, they're gonna. Well, the test on tomorrow, they're gonna be looking at veins in my leg, make sure that they're working properly. Yeah. So if they're not, then yeah, I'm gonna go under the knife. I just hope it doesn't interfere with Vegas. But you know,
Mike, kind of living, kind of more important.
Yeah, kind of more important. But, you know.
Well,
But,
everybody,
yeah.
like we said, keep your fingers crossed for our Mikey. We'll find out more soon.
And speaking of which,
yes.
Wow, it really has nothing to do with it. I don't even know why I said that. We'd be remiss if we did not say Happy Mother's Day.
Oh yes, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
And to all the motherfuckers, go fuck yourself.
Or you fuck your mothers too.
Hello, pants.
And does doggy mothers count too?
Sure.
I
don't think it says Human Mother's Day. It just says Mother's Day.
All right. Well, happy doggy Mother's Day too. I don't know.
Wow. Mike, I want whatever it is you're smoking.
Well, what were we talking?
I have bronchitis, so the stuff that they gave me, wow.
Mike is smoking some Electric Boogaloo. There is how we had the... I'm sure in Colorado at one of those stores there's something called Electric Boogaloo.
I'm sure there is. I am sure there is. There's got to be.
If not, there will be soon.
I love that Lanny just got in the GIF in the chat room. It's just awesome.
Did somebody say Star Trek?
Star Trek? Well, let's get to the Star Trek news then.
Yes.
Star Trek news? I am so proud to be a talkie geek.
We've got our problems with the film, which we'll get into on our dopey little podcast and nitpick it to death.
Star Trek news?
So congratulations to the always dreamy David Mack.
There's Legos?
No. Star Trek news?
Yes, the story behind the story. The movie that never was made.
They got a Klingon!
I know.
Sold.
That's right, I'm gonna throw in a Buck Mackay rookie guard. That's right, a Buck Mackay for people. It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Star Trek news?
Because we have some. We'll save the biggest for the last, as we
Can I have some more?
Oh my God.
I'm loving it today. It's great. The first couple of posts I'm putting into the chat room are the two links for. One's for StarTrek.com and the other is from BookBuzz from USA Today, where they did the reveal of the Star Trek Seekers book covers for books number 1 and 2. Very excited because they are spectacular. Oh my God, they're so pretty.
They're fabulous.
They're so fabulous. They're so fabulous. The first
are
book.
nice, but I have to admit, my personal favorite is Dayton Kevin's book.
Point of Divergence.
That one looks awesome.
Yeah, because it's got a Klingon, obviously.
They both have Klingons on it.
They both
and one of
have
them was actually
Klingons.
shooting at the ship. That's Dave's book, by the way.
Shocker that Dave's book has somebody shooting.
Book number 1 is Second Nature by David Mack, and book number 2 is Point of Divergence by Kevin Ward and Kevin Ward.
That's awesome.
Isn't that perfect? Kevin Ward. We'll just call him that from now on.
So isn't that Gilmore?
It could be Dayton Gilmore.
One of those is actually on Twitter. Dayton and Kevin have a mutual Twitter account on Twitter, and it's one of those. It's either Dayton Gilmore or Kevin Ward. I'm not sure which.
Dayton Gilmore would be hilarious because it totally sounds like a porn name.
I was going to say it sounds like, it reminds me of like Dilbert, of a cartoon character in a comic strip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Dayton Gilmore, how are you? Saying things like, oh boy, like Ziggy.
Oh, Ziggy. Oh my gosh.
See, now you're thinking of Ziggy cartoons.
Actually, I was thinking of David Reddick and the announcement that he made that he's been picked up by King Feature Syndicate for his new comic strip called Intelligent Life. Huh? You won, huh?
Wow. She said, huh?
Huh? But I'm very excited for David Mack and Dayton and Kevin on the reveal of the 2 book covers. They're just so pretty. I love
Congratulations, David. Congratulations, Kevin.
And not only that, but USA Today, that's like a big newspaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the fact that I was pausing before I said congratulations, Dayton, to do like I normally do, and Mike jumped in with that. So there was no congratulations, Dayton.
Oh, oops.
Oops.
Hey, I have to take advantage of every pause, every moment I get an opportunity to speak.
Oh, don't you?
But yeah.
Ironically, as we're talking about this, I just got an email from StarTrek.com newsletter, First Look Star Trek Seekers.
Nice. Well, the covers were done by Massachusetts illustrator by the name of Rob Caswell. Essentially, he's a big fan. Got the job because the authors pretty much said, we love his work. Can we have his covers?
We must have his.
Awesome.
Wasn't his work that originally inspired this entire project in the first place?
I believe so. I want to say that it was his work in combination with the covers of the Blish books. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty awesome.
I think so too.
He's like the first fan to actually. I think I had read that in the USA article that he was the first fan to actually get this to actually be able to do the covers, to have their work feature as a cover.
That's pretty cool. That is really cool.
That is. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
Yes.
And before we get any emails, we don't mean like Doug Drexler's not a fan, but this is
he was definitely a fan. But
yeah, he also
fan. He was Drexler was also worked in Trek for many years. So I think that's the difference between the two is that
the first outsider fan.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. It would be like me being able to get a writing gig. Oh my God, that is it. Okay, the next piece of news is just a local announcement in Minnesota that God bless it, that stupid video.
Minnesota?
In Minnesota, that the Star Trek The Exhibition will be opening at Mall of America. So the moving that it's kind of like Star Trek The Exhibition tour, where they take the props and some of the really beautiful exhibits and the costumes and stuff, and they're moving from city to city. Well, they're going to be opening up a 6-month run at the Mall of America in Minnesota. So if you're in the area and you want to check it out, do so because it's very, very cool.
Isn't our friend, help me out, Nick. I'm so bad with names.
Scott Pearson lives there.
Thank you. That's who. Maybe we need to send him on a mission for GMT show.
You know Generations Geek's going to do it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. I'll watch them.
Yeah, you think the kid's not going to be there? Please. Audio Vixen.
The
shout out.
Nice Hydra. Which makes it creepier if you think about it. Like, what's her face? Who was the nice?
I'm just waiting for like a Cthulhu. I can't pronounce it. I never pronounce it.
Cthulhu?
Cthulhu photo that says Hell Hydra or Hell Cthulhu or something to start showing up.
That'd be funny. There is a great little write-up about a conversation between the author or the writer, the article writer at space.com, Elizabeth Howell, and Richard Hatch, who is talking about his appearance in Star Trek Axanar, Prelude to Axanar. And it's kind of nice to see that he's such a big Star Trek fan. I truly did not know that.
He does enjoy himself at the convention.
And so they talk a little bit about Prelude to Axanar not only meeting its original $10,000 Kickstarter, but it's now raised over $100,000 to finish up. So he is appearing in A Prelude to Axanar, and he talks a little bit about that. So there's a nice little write-up. Give it a read.
Speaking of Axanar, they filmed the Prelude this weekend. They've been hard at work at that.
That's great. We finished a great conversation with our friend over at Star Trek Horizon. I made Alan sit down yesterday and watch both the trailer and the first scene.
What did he think about that?
He was really impressed. I mean, Alan, I think he turned around. He goes, "This guy just kickstarted his own tech career."
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my God,
this definitely got talent.
It's sickening how much talent this guy has, and because I would never have known.
Such a cool guy too.
Yeah, very great conversation. Wonderful information about how he does pretty much most of the work.
He makes it go.
He does make it. He does all the stuff. He's the guy who does all the stuff. Isn't that what his title is?
Yep.
Yeah. Fantastic. So you give us a listen. The supplemental log has it been posted? It has, hasn't it?
It has, yes.
Okay, great. I thought it had.
Mike, because he has, yes. Way to pay attention to your own show, Terry.
Well, I remember the tweet.
And since we're talking fan productions at this point in Star Trek news,
do it.
Star Trek Renegades, they have released an exclusive scene for the film. So congratulations.
Interesting.
Very interesting. It I had chills at one point. It featured Lexa, which explains a little bit about her background. She's the daughter of Khan, and then there's Tuvok, and oh my God, he's got stones of steel. I'm telling you.
Wow.
And I don't know. It's dark. It's kind of. I'm intrigued though. So, yeah.
Well, it's going to be an interesting thing. Get that. Oh, he's looking at a cat GIF.
Huh?
You're looking at the cat GIF?
Yep.
It's the typical G&T show. We're tiny.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
What
what other news? There was some additional news that Woody Valley talked a little bit about. Fan Productions. Let's talk a little bit about. They interviewed Houston Huddlestone at Tribbles and Ecstasy, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess some of our concerns about Houston's projects and the multiple Kickstarters. I mean, there's more than one out there, or there was more than one. It's like got one, then started a whole nother one for a whole new project.
I think this is the third one. I think there was a Kickstarter, an Indiegogo. Now they're back to Kickstarter for the film museum.
The museum. And I had voiced some serious concerns about these issues last week. Well, I guess he addresses some of those concerns in the interview on Tribbles and Ecstasy. So I need to listen to it, and I recommend that everybody else does too. And head over to Holosuite. I think that's where you can pick it up. And he's still giggling about cats, I'm sure.
Oh, that cat is so hilarious. I love cats.
So I'm hoping. I don't know. I'll have to listen to what he says and determine whether or not skepticism is going to be put to rest. And speaking of skepticism,
the
big news, the big news.
Does this involve a director?
It does.
Uh-huh.
It does. And I'll put a couple of things in there. According to Deadline Hollywood, which covers some of the insider, I call it the insider trading site, it is pretty well established now that Roberto Orci is the frontrunner to become the director for Star Trek 13 or 3 or whichever you decide. So I kind of do what I do on Twitter when stuff like this comes out, and that is I wept openly. And I entered into a few discussions with people on Twitter and a few on Facebook as well about what looks to be almost an inevitability now that Roberto Orci will become the director for the next Star Trek film, which I understand he also wrote. Feedback, please.
What is there to say?
Well, doesn't that kind of, I mean, I don't know how to feel. I mean, I'm kind of, he is supposed to be the Star Trek fan out of the group, right? So
yes.
That kind of gives me a little bit of hope that, what we're going to see is going to be Trek. But then again, he's also an unknown quantity in terms of directing, right? This is his first time really doing so.
He's never directed before.
That's filling me with joy.
So, I mean, like I said, he's an unknown quantity. I would love to be able to do the Electric Boogaloo, after I see the film, but I don't.
Wouldn't it be an unknown quality?
He would be a variable, right? An unknown variable. We don't know the value of his X.
Yeah. So
yeah, there's a great. Let me see if I can find that. This Deadline reports that after many rumors suggesting that this was a possibility, Orci is the frontrunner of the coveted job of taking over for J.J. Abrams and piloting the USS Enterprise for Star Trek III. Orci and Kurtzman, who we all know just recently had a very, very public split.
I wonder who got the cat.
What? Do you think they had a cat?
Oh yeah.
I don't see Orci as a cat kind of guy.
Oh, that's why Kurtzman got the cat. I don't know.
Maybe they had an aquarium.
Orci and Kurtzman helped shape this franchise, which so far has grossed $852 million worldwide in receipts, penning the first two typically complex but still dopey screenplays. But now they've parted ways. New writers have been brought on to tackle the elaborate Starfleet mythos. It's really not that difficult, people. I'm telling you, it's really not that difficult. Don't be surprised if Roberto Orci's hand is present in the screenplay. Well, we know it is. He just brought on two other lackeys to help him out. Okay, Orci and Kurtzman roles have expanded into the industry as the duo is now running point on Spider-Man, and I'm hearing they're getting rave reviews about that one, and sarcasm. Behind the camera, have you guys seen anything about Spider-Man 2?
I saw what Starfleet Mom posted.
Oh, what did she say?
She enjoyed it.
Did she?
Yeah.
A guy I respect very, very highly, Elliot Serrano out of Red Eye in Chicago, posted...
Serrano's got the discs! Serrano's got the discs!
He posted his I'm sorry I stuck up for Orci and Kurtzman my whole life thing.
Oh my.
Oh, dear.
And they ruined my favorite superhero.
Well, that's what you get for having Spider-Man as your favorite hero.
Well, still, he got Orci and Kurtzman. I feel bad for him. So either way, it says
Wonder says it's a god awful mess.
The article keeps going on to say Orci's deleted Twitter account was often a hotbed of kooky 9/11 conspiracy theories to the point where it threatened to become a distraction to his reputation. It's not clear as to whether this is the sign of a more bombastic sensibility of the screenwriter or whether that will manifest itself in the new Star Trek 3. Even if Orci were the most boring personality in Hollywood, however, bringing him in on Star Trek 2 or Star Trek 3 director could be a tremendous gamble. As Deadline reports, notes big budget films helmed by first-timers like Transcendence and 47 Ronin went poorly, which is a big thing.
Yeah, but I'm going to say this. 47 Ronin was a victim of higher-ups meddling as well, and insisting that more, I can't believe I'm going to say this sentence out loud, more Keanu Reeves be put into it because he really had nothing to do with the story, but they wanted him in there. So I feel bad for the director getting a hit on that one because that was studio executives. And
that sounds like what happened to the last Terminator movie that came out as well.
God damn it, don't Deadpool cosplayers have the most fun?
All I know is I expressed my dissatisfaction with the idea of it. And all I can say is that there are unnamed, highly reliable sources. I am not going to declare who these people were. Started to DM me on Twitter. And I respect these people very, very much. Very much, as a matter of fact. told me to chill the fuck out when it came to the Orci thing. And I was like, why? I don't understand. Now, they said retain your skepticism. And one of these people, and it's not who you think it is, one of these people just came back to me with a quote from Twin Peaks. And all that person said was, the owls are not what they seem. That having Orci direct this film might actually be a very good thing.
Well, like I said, we don't really know what's going to happen, but one thing I can say for sure, it's obvious that they're keeping it in the family.
There's a definite idea that I'm getting from these people that I trust that Orci definitely, how do I say this, was not in control about the content of the previous 2 films as we may have been led to believe. And I was surprised by that. And that maybe giving him the complete reins of the thing may put it back on track.
Well, it's certainly possible. I mean, the premise that has been kind of put out there on what to kind of expect from the next film suggests that it's probably going to be more Trek than the previous films.
They said that about Stid as well.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
I don't know. I'm being told keep your skepticism, but try to keep your mind open as well. And I'm like,
okay, all right.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Exactly. Exactly like that.
Exactly. And I don't know if this says anything, if anybody cares or anything like that, but Into Darkness is the only film in the entire Star Trek pantheon I have only seen once and literally have no desire to watch again.
Of which one?
The entire Star Trek, all the series and movies. This is a series of films that also includes Star Trek V. And Into Darkness just makes me so angry that the thought of putting it into the tray to watch again just makes me angry.
Hulk smash.
And it's a shame because some of the, the whole London exploding and everything was beautiful.
I guess. I'm just really tired of the whole city under destruction thing.
But the thought of of nothing else, of this giant, mega, 20 times the size of anything else starship that nobody knew was being built, except for the 10,000 people that it would take to build it. And Scotty's communicator working halfway across the galaxy, his communicator.
Yeah, I know.
Well, all we can do is hope, and
I feel
that it's.
I feel bad because Cumberbatch was great in it.
He really was.
He was, yeah. Well, let us hope that the rumors turn out to be true, and that this gets it back on track.
I hope so too. Well,
you know what's going to get it back on track?
Oh, maybe adhering
Screenplay
to
by Dayton Ward, Kevin Dillmore, and David Mack.
Well, Kevin Dillmore has experience writing film scripts. I'm just saying.
That's true. I want a Vanguard movie.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
I know, but
I'll tell you what, Terry. When I hit the lotto for $750 million,
okay,
you'll finance a Vanguard film.
We'll finance a Vanguard film. And have Dave and Dayton and Kevin write it.
Sweet.
And a cameo for you, Van Sitters.
What are some of the other news? We're going to talk about that later because today's Mother's Day. We are going to talk. Well, I guess we should. There was an interesting little article at the AV Club.
Oh, Anthony's here. What's going on?
Love him. Oh, and thank you, Anthony, for helping cover for.
Thank you, Anthony, for filling for me last week, man.
I thought you would find this interesting, Nick. There is a write-up of a recap of Zach Hanlon over at the AV Club of his rewatch of Star Trek Deep Space Nine's What You Leave Behind. It's long, but it's a great write-up, and I highly suggest that people give it a read.
Cool.
Put that into the chat room. I think now, there's a funny column in StarTrek.com about whether or not Michael Myers' Halloween mask was William Shatner's face.
Yeah, that's the rumor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the rumor. I don't think it's ever really
said it as well that it was.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, you had never heard that, or?
No, I'd never heard that before.
Oh yeah, that's been for a long time since the first one came out.
Yeah,
they bought it at a gas station.
That's pretty funny. Well, they ended up doing a nice little a fun column over at StarTrek.com about it.
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage.
Your ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your crew.
Move out.
Your destiny.
Right on.
We should talk about. They made new patrol escorts. Did you see them? They're so pretty.
These aren't really new ships.
No, they're just refits.
Okay, because I remember I flew most of them, or at least one of them, for sure. So, okay. So they're not really new, they're just refit, like you said.
They're kind of, I want to say that they did they do a graphics pass on them? I think they did a graphics pass on
Okay, right on.
But yeah, because I think 3 of my characters fly the Maelstrom, currently fly the Maelstrom. I love it.
I flew the Maelstrom when I was, leveling up on one of my, on the Sori character I play.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
you have a character named Sori? That's odd.
Well, Sodium, but yeah. Right now he's flying the Excelsior. Excelsior!
Mike, I was being fun. I was having fun, Mike.
Oh, well, I'm on cough medicine, so...
Nice.
That makes it all the more fun.
Take a decongestant while you're at it.
Oh, trust me, I have.
Thus explaining Mike this week.
That's explaining Electric Boogaloo, because, that's what's happening.
Oh, no. Well, either way, there's a ship sale, by the way. Ship sale at Star Trek Online through tomorrow at 10 a.m. So if you want to buy a new ship in I think it's the Zen store, do so for 20% off, which is pretty good deal. The dev blog number 20 talks about the patrol escorts that are featured right now, the Maelstrom and the Tempest. Give them a good look. If you haven't flown these ships in game yet, and if you like escorts, I personally highly recommend the Maelstrom.
I have my favorite escort.
She's away. What's her name? And we're
Jenny.
still waiting.
Jenny.
Jenny. She used to be a shrimp boat, right? A shrimp boat captain.
You are really in a way today, aren't you? You know what he's reminding me of, Terry? Remember the ultra famous, at least for our generation, the Ed McMahon drunk on the Tonight Show?
Yeah.
When they were talking about Joan Embry?
Yeah.
That's funny. Mike today. I love it.
So cute.
Son posted a photo of a possible new rising ship for the summer event. Did you guys see the bathing suits? That there was a photo that leaked out somewhere of all of the bathing suits that we may be getting for the summer event as well.
I have not heard this.
Oh. I must find the pictures.
I was going to say that's kind of interesting. Well, they were talking already about the new kind of beach party event that Captain Smirk, or Trevor, who's the new community, I shouldn't even say new community manager. He's been the community manager for long enough, the community manager over at Star Trek Online. He posted this very interesting little thing about the beach party, which said, join Star Trek Online community manager Captain Smirk today, Friday, from 12 to noon until 1, and again from 5 until 6. And then all of a sudden there was like an update yesterday before the second session of the beach party, and it said the second time slot will be pushed back to 5 p.m. today. Sorry for the late notice. Smirk has been summoned by the Starfleet Command to an emergency meeting to address the threat of the alien species known only as HR management. So he got called into a meeting with HR. Sucks.
Oh.
Dude, that sucks. Right in the middle of your day. And on a Friday, no less.
Yeah, I was in work till almost 6 o'clock on Friday because we have a lawsuit that's been filed against us, and the Baltimore Sun called, and I had to jump through hoops to get, well, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, don't get into it. Not a good thing.
But much like Sheldon, I was well past the time I normally arrive at my restaurant on Fridays.
Aww.
And I knew that my waitress, Jen, who I adore, was waiting for me.
I found some of the female swimsuits, but not the male ones.
That's okay.
Okay, I'll share that one first and keep looking for the other.
So these are concept art for the bathing suits in the game?
Terry's voice
these are...
I know.
Here,
sorry.
This is the link. The photo I'd seen, there were these and more. And they were actually in-game screenshots. I don't know where they came from, but they look like Star Trek Online graphics. But there were also male versions. Everything from the the itsy bitsy teeny weeny to the what are those?
Like a racer suit.
Yeah, the full body. You know.
Almost like a scuba diving thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's an interesting link.
And there were male versions as well, and I'm looking for that because half of my characters are male, so
Very interesting.
But I haven't found it yet.
So is this somebody who was like looking at the hog files?
Possibly.
Pulled them up?
I'm
Maybe
not
on
sure
Tribble
where
or
it
something.
came from, but I thought it was interesting when I saw it. And like I said, Sun had shared the photo of the Risa ship, so I thought, why not mention the swimsuits?
Yeah, no kidding. I'm looking. I kind of like these. I just hope that they're able to keep them from appearing like at ESD.
Yeah, I would hope that it would be a Risa only type thing, or special areas type thing, because I can imagine a few other places where I wouldn't mind seeing them, but yeah, I wouldn't want to see them on ESD or out in the middle of a mission.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, right. You're in the middle of a fight, against the Tholians or something on the ground, and one of them's wearing a bathing suit.
Hey, I'm just saying, banana hammocks for all the boys.
I think that was one of the options.
Not enough material for some.
They had it was like a pair of suspenders with the banana hammock. That was one of the
like
options.
Like the Borat one?
Yes, the Borat costume. Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's move on.
What? We're equal opportunity.
We're discussing bathing suits.
It would
this
be
is
like
going to
the
turn into a
Scanta
Second
Boys
Life
bathing
show suit.
We'll just call it bathing suit scan.
Don't mock the No, we get bathing suits, but not scants. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe I should check on Facebook. That's where I saw it.
He's so worked up now.
I know, it's great.
Damn cough medicine.
See, now Anthony Battles, our lovely Black Magnum, said he does not believe that anything was leaked. He has a feeling that they were sent out as a marketing research project, which, isn't a bad, a tactic to take sometime. Throw it out there and see what the general population thinks.
You know what Stowe doesn't have that it needs? Lens flares.
No. No, it doesn't need.
It needs lens
Actually,
flares.
it does have lens flares. Lens flares. You know that.
Lens flares?
Lens flares. They do have them. When you tilt your camera towards a star
but
or
that's
something
tilting.
like
I'm talking all the time.
that. Matthew Anderson wants kilts in the game. God, that would be awesome.
I could see that.
That would be awesome. Kilts. We demand kilts.
Terry, is there any convention news?
There's convention news.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes.
You're coming to Vegas, right? Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show.
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing a vest.
Oh, let's see. They've announced 4 or 5 more people this week.
Good Lord.
The big one we all heard because unfortunately his show was canceled. But that's good for us because it means he can come to the convention. Is Carl Urban, of course, played Dr. McCoy in the Risa. He'll be back. He was a big hit last time he showed up at the convention.
Well, he's Carl Urban. I mean,
yeah, and he's a convention right? He's been doing this since Xena. He knows how to handle the convention crowds. There's also announcement. They're up to 80 people so far.
Getting closer to that 100 goal.
Yeah. This week, they, along with Carl Urban, they also announced who it is we're in and David Gerald. Richard Arnold, who was Gene Roddenberry's assistant, is going to be there. Richard has always been considered to be like a Star Trek aficionado or expert. He's going to be doing a 2-part presentation that will celebrate the Cage, because technically the Cage and its creation is celebrating its 50th anniversary. So he'll be there to talk. He's doing a 2-part presentation about the Cage. Eric Menyuk, who everybody remembers is the Traveler from the Deep Space, not Deep Space Nine, TNG. He'll be be appearing on Thursday. Stephen Culp. Major Hayes is gonna be there again. Stephen Culp will be there, appearing on Saturday. And Daniel Davis, who played Professor James Moriarty in The Next Generation, he will be there. But his dates have not yet been announced.
Hey, Mike, what happened to our counter?
The countdown clock?
Yeah.
WordPress, there have been several updates to WordPress, and some of them have actually broken a few of the plugins, and I'm waiting for an update to the countdown clock before I put it back in.
I only asked because I was looking yesterday because I forgot how many days it was, and Janice and I were Skyping or talking on the phone. I was like, "Hold on, let me check." What?
Yeah, like I said, WordPress, they've been updating things, and some of the plugins are a little bit behind. So I've had to remove and add as things go along.
Well, there is, just so you know, in the first part. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. On the face page or the home page for the Star Trek Las Vegas convention at the Creation Entertainment site, they actually provide a banner that you can use to link to the Star Trek convention site. So if we want to pick that up and use it, I say we do so.
All right, I'll have to check that out.
Use that. And the other news for the convention is that the gold tickets are an imminent sellout. It's May. It's a little bit later than it took them to sell out than they did last year. They sold out in April last year, which was unheard of. But I think they're selling more gold tickets this year. Does that make sense? I think the number of gold tickets that were available were more than they were last year. So that might explain why it took longer to sell them out. Either way, that's good news because the creation works in such a fashion where they don't really put other types of tickets on sale until the others have sold out. So once the gold sells out, I think Captain's Chair are currently available. That means that they'll start opening up doors for the preferred will be available. And it looks like they're already up for sale. Sure enough, they are. And general admission is for sale already. Oh, that's fantastic news. $149 for the weekend, all 4 days. Not too bad. Single day reserved seating is $55 for Thursday and Friday, and $75 for Saturday and Sunday. Single day general admission tickets are $35 for Thursday and Friday, and $40 for Saturday and Sunday. So buy your tickets, get your hotel rooms. Don't forget to join us. The G&T show will be in the vendor's room with the lovely Kipley Brown from Star Trek Enterprise. She will also be appearing in Star Continues, Episode 3. James Kerwin will join us when he can. He's going to be bopping back and forth between the G&T show booth and the Star Trek Continues booth, which we're very happy to hear that they're doing.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And we're also kind of getting the basics underway we've been in contact with Creation and Cryptic and Perfect World Entertainment to do the Star Trek Online panel once again. Getting underway. So it's going to be awesome. Getting excited. So shall we talk about Mother's Day? Mother's Day.
Do we want to do that or do we want to do the Ask Dayton first?
Yay! Let's do Ask Dayton first. Yay! Get all titillated.
Did you see who's here?
No.
Our special guest this week, none other than the man, the myth, the legend, author extraordinaire. Just ask him, Dayton Ward.
Up in here.
He's delicious.
The man is a sage.
Dayton Ward is here. Hi, Dayton.
Hello, Dayton.
Hello, Newman.
And Mark just handed him his complimentary gin and tonic for the G&T show, so that's always good.
Oh, that's good.
Firefly vodka. See, if we knew he was coming, we would have taken him to the green room with the green women.
God damn it, go read the Ask Dayton.
Oh, Dayton.
Oh, Dayton. Dayton Ward is Grumpy Cat.
Dayton Ward, troller of trolls. He's such a diva.
Pay attention, Ask Dayton fans. Everybody got their pad and pencil ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Would you like to be a part of the Ask Dayton experience?
Send your questions to hosts@gntshow.com.
Dear Dayton, by the way, it says Dear Dayton number, or Ask Dayton. Dear Ask Dayton, Ask Dear Dayton. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Contact high from sitting in the studio at Mike. Ask Dayton number 97. Dear Dayton, now that the TV writer's strike has some distance from it, what do you see as the results being for us, the consumer? Also, what do you make of the court saying NCAA football players can unionize? Thanks, Devil Dog.
Yay, football question.
Dayton's response. By the way, Terry, what'd you think of the draft?
Very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Very, very, very interesting.
I could go on a whole screed about how if the SEC, I've never seen the SEC Defensive Player of the Year go so low and it has nothing to do with playing ability. But Dayton's response. The writer's strike. Can someone check the date timestamp on the original email for this question and make sure it didn't get trapped in somebody's spam queue for a presidential administration or two? I mean, the last strike wrapped up back in early 2008, right? What happened to the television and film landscape since then? I don't know about anyone else, but I remember thinking at the time that the effects weren't all that tangible. Yes, pretty much every scripted show was impacted to one degree or another, but many of the shows I was watching then either had enough scripts written to mitigate the gap or even finish out their seasons without too much fuss. Still, several series ended up with shortened seasons. There was also an increase in reality TV offerings, as I recall, most of which was forgettable shit, though I think we got an additional season of The Amazing Race, which is one of the few reality competition shows I truly enjoy. The biggest disappointment for me as a TV consumer was that certain shows were either postponed or canceled outright. 24 ended up going almost a full year between the end of the strike and the premiere of the next season, and we lost the 4400 before it might have given us a fifth and final season to wrap up all the storylines. Another show cut down too early was Journeyman, which I would have happily continued watching if it had been given a second season. On the other hand, the horrible Bionic Woman remake and the stupid Caveman sitcom, along with several other puddles of liquefied dog shit, got yanked, so that was some good news, at least.
I can't remember. I remember that. Okay, sorry.
Heroes was devastated by that strike.
Yeah, it was.
What were the long-term effects of the strike, if any? Beyond the cancellation or delay of favorite series, along with several that are better utilized as enhanced interrogation techniques, I don't know that there has been any major effect on we the consumers. So we did without some TV shows for a while. I think we all muddled through well enough. The strike was intended to bring attention to the issues the television, radio, and film writers felt needed addressing, and that was accomplished. What did it all mean? Essentially, there's a shit ton of money to be had made in Hollywood, and the men and women who put ideas to paper and set all those creative wheels into motion so the studios can rake in those big bucks damn well deserve their fair slice of that pie. Right. Of course, the strike also put a lot of people out of work as a consequence of shows shutting down production. I have no idea how many behind the scenes workers were affected and to what degree. That's the other side of the strike coin. The collateral damage inflicted upon others in close proximity to the situation. As for this business about college football players unionizing, if we're talking about allowing players a means of organizing in order to better receive a redress of grievances and possibly protecting them from abuse and exploitations, then I'm absolutely all for it. I don't know if I agree with the notion of players receiving actual salaries, but I think there's some discussion to be had about college athletes benefiting in some tangible way from their time and effort. Yes, they get scholarships in most cases. Meanwhile, the NCAA as an organization and the schools themselves pull in millions of dollars every year, the bulk of it on the backs of the men and women who participate in college sports. Mm-hmm. Paying college athletes like employees may not be the answer, as I think that would essentially turn NCAA football into a little more than a minor league for the NFL.
Isn't that already, though?
I was going to say it would already. Yeah, it already is. I think it also would diminish the real reason most of these young men and women attend college in the first place, the opportunity to receive a world-class education. I think when you're talking like football and basketball players, though, but anyway.
So, I wouldn't begrudge somebody that education. Yeah.
No, but the whole one-and-done rule in basketball is a perfect example of really. Well, on the other hand,
the one-and-done rule is
they only have to attend college for 1 year before they can enter the NBA draft. You used to be able to go into the NBA draft right out of high school.
Oh.
And ironically, some of the greatest players, that's how they got there. They never even it's only one season of basketball, so it's not even a full year. They can go just through the end of the basketball season in college and then declare their eligibility for the draft.
That I don't know. Sorry about the squirrel, but I think it's important, college gives these players a backup plan. I mean, if they get injured somewhere along the line, at least they have something to fall back on. I mean...
Well, wait, there's more.
Okay. Go ahead, sorry.
On the other hand, only a very small percentage of college football players ever get that big ticket contract in the pros. In many cases, an injury, look at you, Mike, you're prescient, short circuits any aspirations of playing at the professional level. Current NCAA rules prohibit college athletes to have a job while attending school on a scholarship. To me, that's the rub. They can't even work at a McDonald's. But anyway, that doesn't even make any fucking sense on the face of it. But if that's the way they want to play, then the university or NCAA should be paying every player some kind of decent stipend. In situations where a player's likeness is used to push merchandise, video games, for example, the player in question should damn straight be getting a piece of that action.
You bet your
The same way anyone else lending their image to such a product gets a check.
Right.
It's not an easy question, and one answer won't solve all the issues on the table. The players themselves seem divided on the issue, but I think it's a discussion worth having. Yeah. Hopefully a solution can be reached whereby everyone is happy, including the fans, but most especially the players. Wow, that was a pretty serious answer to a pretty interesting question, wasn't it? Not our usual fare, and because of that, I feel compelled to offer some sort of final remarks that's up or down to my usual standards. So, it's in that spirit that I close with this. Titty sprinkles.
Yay!
No shit.
Right
if
on.
a player's likeness is used on a Nike ad or something like that, I think it utter and complete bullshit.
I agree. I totally agree. That's the thing that's angered me about the whole. Now, it all goes kind of hand in hand with the tentacles that the NFL specifically right now has in developing football players. The NCAA has, regardless of what people argue on the technicalities. I'm sorry, it is the minor league and it is the farm teams for the NFL. No doubt about it. Because the draft was a perfect example of what we've been dealing with in the past 4 days, is they're pulling from NCAA, kids to redshirt without being in college. To get drafted in the NFL is almost unheard of. Is it even possible?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So they are, for all intent and purposes, they are a paid farm team. NCAA is making shit tons of money off of their athletes that are not allowed to make money because they're quote unquote amateurs, right? It's the old Olympics rules. There used to be a rule that to be in the Olympics could never have made a single penny from your sport.
That's exploitation.
And it was. So I'd say about in the mid 80s is when they started to change, and they allowed professional players to be, and it was a big thing because all of a sudden it was like all of our basketball players got to show up, and it was the dream team, right? It was this big thing when all of a sudden you had professional sports players in the Olympics. But did that help or hurt the Olympics? I don't know. I just remember that I was training. My dream was to become an Olympian, and I wasn't allowed to make any money. I had to ride somebody else's horse, because if we won anything in any kind of a horse show, that all that money at least got to go to the horse owner, and I could bypass taking any money from it. The only thing I was allowed to own or to have was my own tack. So I had my own saddle and my own crop and my own, all of that. That was mine. That was it. That was all I was allowed to have. And all of a sudden, and then the 80s come around, and all of a sudden all these professional horse riders got to go.
You still have that crop?
I do. I still have my tack. What do you think? I like the boots, baby.
I'll have to see that in August. Alan, I want to see her crop.
So the same rules apply. Now, where I'm getting at with the NFL that concerns me is I started seeing ads this year for this: don't let your child play football unless they're an NFL certified something or other.
Yes, that's because of the
I think that's bullshit. It's not about head injury. What this is a way for the NFL to expand their hold over the entire football market, and it's disallowing. Now all of a sudden independent little Pop Warners are no longer going to be in operation anymore because some parent's going to go, well, they're not NFL certified. That's really what this is about. The NFL has now created a means to frighten parents into thinking, oh my God, they're not going to be good good enough. We have to be NFL only. Talk about a monopoly and talk about, trade. I want the Senate to kill it so bad. I want the Senate to just say, you know what? No more. You have to pay taxes on shit. You have to pay taxes on shit. I'm done. I'm so done with the NFL's just the tentacles are getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's like, okay, now we can control them when they're 3 years old. That's really what that is about. It has nothing to do with the safety or head injuries because these kids could get good helmets from good people who aren't quote unquote falsely certified. I would love to say, okay, what gives you the right to say that your certifications are better than any other non-NFL Pop Warner coach that's out there right now?
They're talking about the tack. It's not the helmet. It's the tackling. It's the
But my
technique.
point is how do they have a monopoly over what is over those tactics? They don't. They just say they do. I'm just saying is that it's very.
The league is there.
Very. There are other amazing coaches that are all out there right now who are now having to scramble to pay the NFL to go get a bullshit certification that never existed before. That's really what this is about. It's a money grab. Fuck you, NFL. Okay, I'm done. That was a non-starter
Mike,
rant.
thoughts?
The writer's strike also gave us Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Yeah, he's right about that.
As for the NFL exploitive thing, and the NCAA exploitation thing, I don't think people who are in school should be allowed to join a professional team without a degree, something to fall back on, because injuries happen, and
yeah,
I know
but Mike,
that sucks.
you're talking for a football player. If they come out in their third year,
some people may only have a year, or may not, because they get injured before then. I understand that, but I mean, an education is important.
Well, and the great coaches have always preached that. I mean, one thing you can say, John Thompson from Georgetown. Very, very few of his players went to the NBA early, and they all got their degree even if they went early. Bobby Knight was a big proponent of that. Now I'm talking on the basketball side here, but you see a lot of. I think wasn't Michael Jordan the first Dean Smith player? I think who left school early, and he had to promise Dean Smith that he would get his degree. Now, of course, he's Michael Jordan. He didn't really need it, but
I also think that again, as I was saying, they should stay in school. But I also think that if the university or the NCAA makes any money off of a player, that money should go into an account for that player that they receive upon graduation. That way,
yeah, but how do you calculate that?
I don't know. That's not my department. I'm just the idea guy.
And I realize that we've gone from Star Trek back into football, but I have a question to ask either of you. Did you watch any of the draft on Thursday or Friday?
Oh, I went to a draft party on Thursday night at a New York Giants bar down in Herndon, Virginia.
Mike, did you watch any of it?
No.
Okay. Nick, did you happen to notice something that did you happen to notice what the fuck was with all the bling?
Oh, that's common. Yeah.
Right out of the bat, I was like, what the hell is with the diamond encrusted watches? Mm-hmm. I mean, isn't there a salary cap on
doesn't
rookies?
Doesn't prevent gifts.
They're still in the NCAA, and it does prevent gifts, right?
No, once they've declared, they sign with an agent. They have to have an agent, so they don't have to worry about that anymore.
Wow. The amount of money that was on these men's wrists was kind of gross.
I think that the thing with the NCAA, particularly with football, comes down to this for me. Yes, they have a scholarship, but they also have lives that they have to lead. And by not allowing, say, a football player, and I'm not even going to go with a Johnny Manziel or somebody like that whose image is plastered everywhere. I'm going to go with some kid who's a second-string linebacker at William and Mary. Okay, we're not even going to talk your factories like Michigan or Ohio State or anything like that. They, by not even allowing them to work someplace like a McDonald's or as a waiter or this or that, some of these kids are hurting. and are depending on friends and stuff for even food.
Yeah.
And
which is why
it's just wrong. Oh, well, they're getting a free education. Yeah, they are. But let's look at the travel and the practice that goes on and all of that. So what really, I'll tell you what drives me crazy, and sports announcers do it through all levels, including down to high school. When I hear the phrase, so far in his career, no, it's an extracurricular. It's not a career.
Interesting. That's an
Correct me if I'm wrong. The career is of student, because if they break their leg or they tear an Achilles or something, it's they're not getting paid for it. Correct me if I'm wrong. A career is something you get paid for.
They should be paid for. Are they not technically slaves? Are they not indentured servants? Yeah.
Indentured servants, yes.
That's why I have to say the NFL's tentacles reaching down and down and down and down to really control the farming all the way down into toddlers is what they're doing. And they're doing it for free, and they're making money hand over fist. And they have a waiver from our own government that says they don't have to adhere to the rules that every other business has to adhere to. We've given them that waiver and said, you know what, you don't, these rules for every other business do not apply to you. And so that's why they're taking advantage. And they're taking advantage by doing the same thing. They're setting up the NCAA, the men and women who are a part of and operate the NCAA, which is the supposed nonprofit organization. They make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars from free labor from their college students. And that's what it is. It's free labor from their college students. And everybody turns a blind eye to it because the alumni want a winning team. And so bad that the U.S. government had to pass a freaking non-discrimination law called Title IX just so female athletes would get some of the federal funding. I mean, there's something broken here. And I think we all know what it is. And that is, you know what, they don't have to pay it for taxes. We're not getting anything back from this except
Ohio State, a state-run college. It's a government. It's state government because they're paid by the taxpayers.
Right.
My first wife.
Every public school is. Right?
My first wife, her best friend from school, was an amazing runner, like Olympic class. Was flown on the Ohio State plane to the Ohio State airstrip on the campus as part of the recruiting.
The amount of money that revolves around farm sports and sports, especially ones that can lead to professional sports like the NFL, NBA, NHL, the amount of money it's just gross. It's gross amounts of money. And none of these athletes are able to access that money, even though they are literally, and in some cases, injuring themselves to the point of not being able to ever get their fair share. I think they're indentured servants. I think they deserve to at least make the money from their own likenesses. I really do. So thank you, Dayton. Another Ask Dayton takes us into unexplored territory. Oh, I love that. Sorry, that's kind of cool. Sorry just posted a picture of the DS9 cast in cartoon form.
Yeah, it is pretty spiffy.
Look at Bashir.
I know. They're pretty good. Yeah, but if you check out Golden Cot, he's got Cisco's baseball. So that's what, season 6? Season 5, season 6.
Look at Garrick's scheming look.
I needed to bring us back to Star Trek somehow.
It was great. Oh, perfectly. Well done.
Hey, blame Dayton.
Well, we can blame Dayton. We can blame the person who sent that to Dayton. But it was a good question. It was fun. Yeah. So we talked about it this week that we would discuss motherhood in Star Trek because today is Mother's Day. And just so happens that StarTrek.com also has decided to do the same. They posted a little poll about who was the best mother. Star Trek. Your options are Amanda Grayson, Loaxana Troy, pardon me for laughing, Carol Marcus, can't even say that one with a straight face, Beverly Crusher, Keiko O'Brien, or Moogie.
That's tough. I mean, the one that we've seen the most is probably Beverly.
Yeah.
Keiko probably second, although she was missing.
How is Worf's mother not in there? His adopted mother.
Yeah, she was in a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Or one episode.
I don't know why she wasn't in the list, but we can add her to it. The Rozhenko, Mrs. Rozhenko, we'll add her to it. Although I still wouldn't pick her, although she's very sweet. I love her very much. How would you, first and foremost, I have to say, you got to have your hats off to Amanda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a woman who's dealt with some shit.
passive-aggressive Vulcan men.
Passive-aggressive Vulcan men. What is it? The joke is they talk about an emotionally, unavailable man.
Yeah.
But the thing I like about Amanda is that she loves him not in spite of his emotional unavailability, but because of it. He found her partner, and she likes that about him. She finds his lack.
Does that make her a glutton for punishment?
No, I don't think she's punished. I think she takes true joy in not having to worry about the drama.
Ah, good point.
I do. I think that she found a man who was right for her and had a
Look how screwed up Sarah became. Never mind. I fucked it up. I had it, and I fucked it up.
Oh,
Again?
Meaty-breasted little failure.
Try it again?
No, it's gone.
Okay.
I would have to go with Julie Newmar as the mother from Friday's Child. Do you know why? Because it's Julie Newmar.
What about the now Luoxana has a place in my heart just because she's Luoxana.
And you know what? She was a good mom.
Really was.
She loved her children.
I'm still not sure how she ended up with such a prudish little daughter. I'm really
the same way.
Must have been from her dad's side.
But no, you know what? I know kids that their parents were total party animals and all of that, and these people are so like they make Spock look like fucking Tom Hanks or Adrian Zmed in Bachelor Party. And yeah, I pulled an Adrian Zmed reference, and if you don't get it, look it up.
That's awesome. Oh my god. The thing that I didn't buy about Deanna's self-prudishness was the fact that she comes from a planet of people who can read your fucking mind.
Right, but remember, she's limited in that. So maybe there's that whole type, you know what I mean?
She wasn't that limited. She was able to talk telepathically to her mother.
Because her mom, right, but she couldn't to other people except for Imzadi.
I think she was with other Beta Zeds. I'm just saying, she's raised on the freaking planet full of people who don't have an issue with sexuality. And Deanna Troi ends up walking around
because
like
she's embarrassed by her mother. Because she's embarrassed by her mother.
Why? Why is she embarrassed by her mother when her mother's actions are no different from any other Betazoid?
Beta Z.
No other Betazoid.
Beta Z
is the planet.
I'm really tired.
I think out of all of these,
I do too.
Let's see.
Wait. Can we all agree that Carol Marcus is right out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot, in good conscience, automatically just jettison Keiko. She was a really good mother.
I can't either.
Yeah, but we never really get to see how her kids turn out. Beverly, she raised Wesley, and Wesley ended up dropping out of Starfleet Academy
to become a traveler. Now, come on, that's like
so
saying
he's a
dropped out of
hippie
Starfleet
traveling
Academy
Europe.
to play in the NFL.
So he's a hippie traveling Europe. Mike, that was the best thing ever.
Okay, that's what she raised. Is
You're going to put me in a position to defend Wesley and Beverly? You son of a bitch! You really are.
I think Moogie is probably the best mom out of them all because she raised.
She's a criminal. The woman is a menace.
Okay, I see where you're going. She did corrupt. She did, alter, Ferengi society, yes. But she did a marvelous job raising Quark in the ways of their society. Rom takes after her father. Rom takes after his father. So, that's just... So, but I think she's probably the best mother out of these on StarTrek.com.
Really?
Yes.
You're going to hold Wesley evolving into a higher state of being against Beverly.
A hippie traveling Europe.
The one thing that I will always bother me is, and although Keiko wasn't as bad, but wasn't there actually a period in time when Beverly actually fucking licks her hand and starts wiping a smudge off of hers? I'm sorry. I think that's when my true depth of hate for her.
Yeah, that's when she was in her Jewish mother phase.
Oh my God, she was so annoying. Oh.
She was watching Italian grandmothers on old holovids.
I don't blame Wesley for trying to get the fuck out of there. I really don't. She was stifling him.
What about Kalar?
Oh, talk about an amazing mother, right?
Talk about a deadbeat mom, leaving her son like that so young.
Yeah, but at least she didn't turn into a god and not come back to take care of him.
How do we know he didn't come back? He could come back the day before. You don't know. So stop it. It's not going to work.
He walks out of the holodeck the moment he disappears.
Exactly. Thank you, Michael. You're not redeemed, but a little bit.
I don't know.
I'm a little bit redeemed.
I think of all of them. I think that I have this thing for Amanda because she was the first mother of an interspecies child that we ever really got to know. And the idea of her overcoming what had to have been some pretty amazing challenges of raising a child that was in with emotion, and yet his other half's need to stifle that emotion must have been a very difficult, and a lifelong process that we
Can I let you in on a little secret regarding me and Star Trek and all of this?
Yeah.
I really, really, really did like Amanda in 2009 Star Trek. I thought Winona Ryder did a really good job.
I think so too.
I thought that was one area where it was very well handled.
And I was pissed that they took out those scenes that they did.
Weren't those scenes great?
They were so beautiful.
And the scenes with Sarek in the hallway as well.
Yeah. He did a wonderful job too.
Yeah.
I love those two characters anyway. And the idea, again, of two people.
When you saw 2009.
So different, yeah.
Were you a little worried because to me, Mark Leonard is Sarek. Sarek is Mark Leonard. Were you worried that someone else was going to be playing Sarek?
I was a little bit, I have to admit.
I was more than I think any other character.
At the end of all of it, I was disappointed he didn't have more lines.
Yeah, at the end, at the end of all of it, he's not Mark Leonard, which is not imputing the actor at all. But I was not disappointed by him. Like the scene on the bridge where Kirk gets Spock to lose his temper and all Sarek says is Spock. I thought, okay, that day he did it. He did justice to the character. And I know it's Mother's Day, but Sarek is such a huge part of the whole Spock thing. But Winona Ryder
killed off his mother, and that was something.
Of course they did. They got to kill the bitch. That's what they do.
Oh, I know.
Because God forbid Spock beams in right next to the cave instead of having to run, to it, saving time. Because in the time that it took them to run there, they could have already been beamed out.
I know.
Hey, that's me. I'm crazy that way.
So are there any other mothers that weren't on this StarTrek.com list? You already talked about Mrs. Rozhenko, T'Pol.
T'Pol's mother. Joanna Cassidy.
I actually liked her character.
Loved her character. I'm a big Joanna Cassidy fan, though.
Yeah, I like T'Pol's mom.
T'Pol's mom, again.
By the way, that's the name of our band. T'Pol's mom will be appearing in Vegas at the Showboat.
I love it, T'Pol's mom. I liked her character, and I liked the fact that she was, again, true to kind of her form, right? She was a Vulcan who was dealing with a child who had some obvious issues, and they had obvious issues between each other, and as any other relationship, mother-daughter relationship, or even mother-son relationship. I loved her character. I even liked the idea of, what was it, Terra
Nova, yeah.
Terra Prime.
Terra Nova.
When
damn
Paul
you, Braga.
is faced with motherhood, even though she didn't really give birth to the child. But the idea that the child was of her and of Trips, real, and how that affected her, I actually bought it hook, line, and sinker. It did a fantastic job with it. And her loss was real.
I think as far as Enterprise, that's T'Pol's mom would be. Yeah, I'm thinking that though because we never really met any.
We did meet Jake Sisko's mom.
No, but
it was Mirror Universe.
Right now, I'm thinking Enterprise. Did we meet? Was it just we did meet Travis's mom on the Horizon?
Yeah, Travis.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's an engineer.
Strong, loving woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
great family. Talk about a wonderful family dynamic. I wish we had been able to explore a little bit more.
Wasn't she also
with Travis's family? What?
They were kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah,
they're out there on their own. So
yeah, they're out there on their own. So they were all jacks of all trades. He was.
Dad had seven hats, and 3 of them were on the bridge at the same time.
Yeah,
right.
And then in TOS, let's see, we had Amanda.
Did we meet anybody else's mother in the original series?
I think she's it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think she's it.
Did we ever hear about Kirk's mother lot?
Nope. I think the only family we ever heard of was
2009 film.
Right. But in the the original series, it was mostly about his uncle.
Yeah, and his brother, who was killed.
Right. I don't know.
And then TNG, we had
TNG.
Beverly.
Oh, and
who we've
Maman.
covered, and Luoxana.
We met Picard's mom, the little.
Yeah, but that was a
Maman.
Yeah, Christ. We had Keiko.
And then we had dead mothers. We had Riker's dead mother.
Didn't Alyssa have a baby while they were on?
Yeah, she did. Well, we never saw the child, more than just the birth.
I do love Luoxana as a mom, because one thing you can say, she loved Deanna, and she loved the little girl that her sister that died and nearly drove her crazy.
What an amazing episode that was. Dark
I love
passages.
Michelle Barrett.
She ruined me. I was wrecked after that one. I was wrecked after that episode because it
safe
was
to
so
say we're all
sad.
children of Pulaski.
Pulaski would have been a pretty rough mother to have.
Now I'm going to give you one.
Tasha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she gave birth to Selah. Selah. Ah, I see where you're going with that.
And died trying to save her daughter, to get her daughter away.
But all that was off screen.
Right, but Tasha has died pretty much three deaths.
3 times.
If you think,
She's die hard. She's die hard.
And heroic every time, as far as I'm concerned. In the line of
Skin
duty,
of
the
Evil was
first
not
time.
heroic. It was just there.
Well, I'm sorry, but when a serviceman gets shot, doesn't realize that it's coming, is it not heroic because he served?
When a serviceman falls off a ladder changing a light bulb and bangs their head, that was the equivalent.
No enemy fire incurred?
Yeah, that was the equivalent.
Enemy fire incurred. And I would say that Artemis was his name.
Artemis.
What was Artemis? He was a bad pile of glue. Icky. Shoe polish and cornstarch.
Keiko may have had the best birth ever in Star Trek.
Yeah, that is true.
You are now dilated.
Yes. And you know what? And one of the great callbacks ever, when she says that she's going to have the baby, and Worf in Deep Space Nine looks around in panic.
That's true. That was a very funny and a very sweet. I loved that episode. That was very fun.
Will be on shore leave at the time.
And you know what? And the other thing too is I appreciate about Keiko, as much as it was written by the writers in DS9 because they didn't know how to deal with true to form relationships. And that's the one thing about Star Trek that always bugged me, is that it was easier to kill off somebody to create the false drama than it was to deal with a healthy married relationship. And that's why we ended up with Keiko off DS9 and on planet with her kids. It was easier to separate them.
Well, it was also because of her work schedule, Rosalind Chow's work schedule.
Well, I'm sorry, recastings happen. Be that as it may, it's still in my heart. It's still because this was a group of writers that did not and never did throughout every single iteration of Star Trek had a very difficult time with dealing with healthy, and still never did. That's why I wrote Beth the way that I did. I wanted to be able to explore what it's like to have a healthy married relationship in Starfleet. They never did find a way to do it. Now that's why the mothers that we all have, with the exception of Amanda and Sarah, but we never really got to explore how they dealt with the difficulties that they did. I would love to, that's why some of my favorite short stories in the anthologies were the ones that revolved around Amanda and Sarek. They were always so much fun to...
Now, Mike brought it up earlier. We did meet Jennifer from the Mirror Universe, so I don't know if that... I don't know.
Well, it definitely had an effect on Jake.
Without a doubt.
And she was kind of, although she was, playing him at first, but I think she kind of did come to have a connection with him a little bit. I think it was more Jake's effect.
Yeah. I think a better thing for Mother's Day is the role that Cassidy took in how she was already friends with Jake.
Yeah.
He set them up.
Jake was setting them up, right.
Yeah, but the relationship that grew between Cassidy and Jake, I thought was very realistic.
Agreed. I don't disagree with that. I really do like the relationship that developed after, especially after...
Even there, it seems the Deep Space Nine writers got it more than on the other series.
Although
because they had started off as friends before she got together with Ben, do you think if it had been the other way around, it would have been kind of the typical, I don't like her mentality that Jake would have eventually had.
I don't see the Deep Space writers being like that, and I don't think Avery Brooks would have allowed that. He was very much about a healthy relationship for Jake with the father, and he wanted a very positive spin on it.
Right.
And Nog look at the same way. Nog accepted Lita, and Lita adored Nog, because even remember in the Pale Moonlight, she said, "I don't know if I should be here" when he was first coming back, and Rom said, "Oh, you're being silly."
Oh, I miss Nog.
And I know, Aaron. Now, then we had Voyager, and we have the greatest absentee mother of all time, of all things, allowing Neelix to raise your child.
Yeah, we know. Again, it sucks because you know that she's working. You're just assuming that she's working, right? Just because you have a child doesn't mean that you get it. But
now, one could argue that Janeway was the mother of the entire crew.
Yeah, and in that one episode of Voyager where they're kind of like doing that flashback to Earth's early space program.
Mm-hmm. With the Millennium Gate.
Yeah, the Millennium Gate. Yeah, we do get to see Janeway's ancestor become this motherly type figure. That one photo. Anyways, sorry, don't mean to interrupt.
No. What are you talking about? That was a great point. Does she become a mother? I don't know. I guess in the same way that Picard
I think she
kind
became
of
like
ends
a
up being
mother
fatherly
figure to Harry and to some of the other. Definitely, I would say.
Oh, she's a mother hen to Harry.
And she's the mother figure to Seven, who ironically becomes the mother figure to Icheb and
Naomi too.
Wait, do you really you think that
Naomi?
Do you think that Janeway was a mother figure to Seven? I always had this feeling that she was in love with Seven.
Oh
yeah, there's definitely some slash there.
That's what I was getting from it, was that Janeway secretly had.
Oh yeah, Terry. Most guys got that right away.
How funny! I never saw that. I thought it was a more mother relationship.
Yeah, definitely a well beyond a mentor, more into a maternal feeling, and then Seven becoming for Icheb, and to a lesser the other drones who that's what they are, because I don't even remember their names. But
and I still think of as Alan and I talked once about how we think that the writers kind of missed something by having, they should have killed off Naomi's mom, and Seven should have been, an integral part of Naomi's being raised, because they had that ability to play off of each other, the childlike wonder and curiosity up against Seven,
Naomi
learning
Wildman.
those very same lessons through her. I love that interplay.
And then, of course, we have Mama B'Elanna.
She's still pregnant. She's still pregnant in where we're at in the viewing of Voyager. So
yeah, I mean
I don't think if I remember, the baby's not born until the finale.
The final moments of the finale. Yeah. They get back to the Alpha Quadrant, and it's like pop. Yeah. So we never see her, but we do get to experience her as a mother in the books. And the one book that I've read with her as mother was kind of disappointed, because she abandoned her for 6 months to go do a Klingon thing, which, I guess is a Klingon thing, but...
Oh, really?
Damn, really? It's got 7% alcohol and all kinds of stuff, so...
So what you're saying is Klingons
I'm doing Electric Boogaloo.
Let's take a look at Lursa and B'Etor.
Oh, yeah, they were mothers. One of them became a mother. I think it was Lursa, wasn't it?
Well, and they were definitely mother figures to little shit.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh my God! What a spoiled whiny brat he was.
They were so manipulative. I mean, I don't think they really were. Yes, they were Klingon, but I don't think they really were raising their children to be Klingon. I think there was a lot of that. Please forgive me when I say this, but Nick, please forgive me, but I think there was a lot of that Romulan influence.
Get the fuck out. Oh, so then you're telling me that the High Council, and choosing to ignore what the Durasses did, was also under the Romulan influence? No, they were definitely Klingon. If anything, they were the most Klingon of the Klingons. So don't even try it on me, Mr. Seven Alcohol by volume.
Well, we need to start wrapping things up. Now, before we get to the announcements, I'm going to ask you guys right out. Mike, who do you think was the best mother in Star Trek?
Wait a minute, best or favorite?
Moogie.
Best or favorite?
Let's do both, best and favorite.
Okay, I have to think about that again. So go ahead. I have to figure out if Moogie is one, the other, or both. So go ahead.
Nick?
Best, I really have to say,
Go for it.
I love Luoxana. She was just, she was that ultimate Jewish mom, and I mean that in the best way.
Yeah.
And absolutely adored her child. I mean, of all the mothers on that show, and I'm not saying Beverly wouldn't, but the last place I'd want to be if I wanted to hurt Troy was with Luoxana between us. I mean, favorite?
All right.
Let's see.
Okay, well, Nick is thinking Moogie is my favorite. No. She, in my opinion, she's the best. Whereas my favorite is Luoxana. Every time she comes on the screen, I'm like, oh yes, it's a Luoxana episode.
I'm gonna change my vote. Favorite is Luoxana. Best is Amanda.
And that's my answer too. Best is Amanda. Favorite is Luoxana.
Because now when I think about Journey to Babel and then Star Trek 3 or Star Trek 4 when she's talking to Spock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Best mother. I think she's just that woman found a way to.
And New Trek, even New Trek.
Yep, agreed.
Loved Amanda in that.
Yeah, me too. And Luoxana was just that woman who was pure passion and love.
I want to party with her.
For life and motherhood. And I loved her very, very much. She's my favorite mother in Star Trek. So, Mike, what announcements do we have? We have a few.
Well, we have a book club announcement.
Next time on the Book of the Celestial Temple Book Club, we are covering TNG's A Time to Be Born. We will be recording on Wednesday, May 28th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to join us, please send an email to hosts@gntshow.com. Or if you'd like us to read your feedback, you can either email us or leave a comment on the forums at gntshow.com. Warning: this show contains spoilers, bad language, and Nick.
You have been warned.
Steve Sinta.
No, I don't think we should because he keeps bugging us about it. I think we should not say
Yes,
anything.
he has been very annoying with all of his messages.
Yes, he has.
That's
so
why
I think
I wanted
we
to
should
slap
just let
him.
stew. We should say we have an announcement and then not say anything and let him stew. Once again, on our case.
I mean, are there other announcements? We can always book club one last.
If we
there is the issue with iTunes going on. I am aware. I have been working on it. The way that iTunes works, I have to wait until the next morning to find out if my fixes are working or not. So I try something, wait to see if it works, go back to the drawing board because it didn't. However, progress has been made. The feed burner is working, so over the short term, you might want to grab that link from the site, and that'll give you all of the current episodes. But I am working on the iTunes.
Great. Don't forget that the Klingon Art of War, as written by Keith R.A. DeCandido, has been released. You can pick it up at your favorite bookseller, whether that be Amazon, someplace online, or what remains of Barnes & Noble. I think they're probably due to go under by the end of the year. At least that's what I'm reading in the trade sheets. Let's see, what else? Keith R.A. DeCandido announced this week that a new tie-in or a new novelization of Klingon Art of War was approved. Did you hear that?
What?
Yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of research into that, because it's my understanding that that the licensee has approved him doing a novelization that gives the background for the Klingon Art of War. We need to do a little bit of research on that. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So if that's true, we will find out.
I get mine tomorrow.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what he was hinting at when he was on our show.
Maybe.
It might have been. It might have been exactly that, because he put something on. Don't look at the chat room.
Oh no, you know what? It's not going to happen now. He wants to be that annoying kid.
So the Klingon Art of War is out. We've got the Seekers. Don't forget, take a look at the covers, those gorgeous covers, as released. You can check out nice big copies of them at StarTrek.com.
Mm-hmm.
What else is coming out?
Support Star Trek Horizon.
Yeah.
That is one awesome, worthy project.
They've already reached their Kickstarter goal. He's already done most of the work. They're just in stretch goal mode now. And he's only asking. Yeah, I think he's asking for like $25,000 total.
And for that $25,000, he wants to get Archer.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's got to be worth it. Come on, guys. That's got to make it worth it.
It's not going to happen, but
and we don't need the animated show.
And what else is going on? We've got a couple of other announcements going on with, don't forget the other unofficial productions that are out there, of which there are many.
There are many.
There's, do yourself a favor, look over everything first before you decide to support. We are not saying one is better over the other or one's best. We're just telling you there's lots out there and we love them all. And what other? The books? The thing? Oh yeah, I guess there's this thing called this book club.
No, don't do it.
We kind of have to.
No, we don't. Not yet.
Yeah, we really do, because now I'm all looking forward to talking about Wesley as the Traveler.
Oh.
So
maybe we just put it in the show notes.
Yeah, we can put it in the show notes. There's this thing called the Book of the Celestial Temple. If you want to find out more, don't forget to go to gntshow.com and read about the next book club, which the last book club is available for download and listening to. And the next one, we're talking about the first book in the Time 2 series, which is A Time to Be Born. And that'll be held on Wednesday, May 28th. You are welcome to join us for the live recording. And
not sure who's going to be there, but I can tell you one person I know won't be, and we're looking right at you, Midnight. You're banned from this one.
We love you very much, Steve. Don't forget to support our wonderful listener, Lanny, in her move to transition, and you can still support her goals for the costs, for the out-of-pocket cost in her transition, and well as Sean Crowley works for Damar.org, and they are an organization that assists those with all forms of autism. So we're supporting them very much, and we love you guys very much. Have a great week.
I have an announcement. You never ask me.
Oh, yeah.
You never ask me.
Wiggle.
What's your announcement, Nick?
Next week is going to be a very interesting show for me.
Oh?
I will be spending all day Saturday in Atlantic City.
Okay.
So just be ready, people.
Okay.
Just be ready. I'm going to be like Adrian on crack. Let's just say that.
Oh my.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun. It does. It sounds like fun. Well, I'm excited.
Katie is so cute.
Isn't it cute? I get to, I joined a golf league.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because I can. So I'm playing golf on Mondays now. And it's our work. We pretty much half the office leaves at 4:30 now to go play 9 holes of golf. So
Right on.
but I joined a golf league. And tomorrow is the Mother's Day handicap thing where all the women get mulligans at every hole.
OMG.
What's a mulligan?
Yeah, I'm serious.
It's where, Mike, you get a shot that doesn't count.
Oh.
You get
So wait a minute.
shot.
Is what they're saying is that women are so inept that they have to have a mulligan? Is that what they're saying? Because
have
this
the
leads
option.
into that whole conversation I had. By the way, you know that it's been a weird week for me. Orrin and I have been in total agreement on a bunch of stuff in the last
I don't get that.
48
Yeah, that's kind of
hours.
freaky. That is.
No, but you know what? He was absolutely right in that thread that we were on about the costumes.
He was.
Yeah.
That was an interesting thing. And next month, all of the men will get a mulligan for Father's Day.
All right.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, but you look at the ads for today. Oh, get her flowers, get her diamonds. Treat mom to this. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Oh, Father's Day's coming up. Here's a chainsaw, Dad. Go cut down some fucking trees. Neanderthal.
Are you kidding? Do you know how my mom used to get so pissed when she got like lenders and shit? I don't know how
But that's not what the commercials are. The commercials are, oh, go to Zales. Oh, go to Jared. Oh, spend an entire paycheck on mom. Dad gets, here, have a beer.
He gets power tools. I mean,
he gets stuff to do yard work. Really?
You know what?
Maybe
My
dad wants
never.
a pedicure.
No, that never happened at my house. Never. You want to know why? Because my dad never did yard work. He hired somebody to do it.
Oh, there you can see. That's a man. But
my dad loves the power tools.
My dad loved clothing.
When do you see take dad out for a big dinner? You don't.
Oh, well, see, you're right.
On the ads.
And on the ads, you're right. And you're right. So take your dad out to dinner and give mom a chainsaw.
How about they're pushing?
How about the gift card? Here's a gift card for dad's favorite strip club. How about that?
And a Home Depot card for your mom.
Yeah. Some
Wiggle,
grease
wiggle,
for the
wiggle,
pole.
wiggle. I do. And Midnight Shadow, just so you know, I play with giant balls.
Thank you, Sunseal.
There you go.
Yes, seriously. Take your dad to the spa. Get your dad a massage.
No kidding.
Seriously, people.
A nice
Or how about a
deep
trip to
tissue?
the chiropractor?
A deep tissue massage?
Deep tissue massage with a nice petty? Because don't let any guy fool you. A petty is awesome.
It is. And very healthy for your feet to get all that crap off the bottom.
Very.
Keep your feet healthy and your circulation moving. I'm just saying.
You only get issued one set of feet.
Well, kids, we got to tie this up. I have company, and we've got a breakfast to go to, so.
By the way, I'll be contacting you this week. Well, I'll tell you offline. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Have a great one. Mike, any other announcements before we tie things up?
Mike, what medications will you be taking after the show so we all know?
More cough syrup and more, yeah.
He's not even measuring the cough syrup. He's just drinking it out of the bottle at this point.
It's blood wine.
Don't tell nobody.
Oh, feel better, Mikey.
Thank you. I hope so. Love you. Well, have a good one. Kapla.
Yeah.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Grethor, 5-Year Mission, and Andrew Allen's Smooth Federation.
G&T Show is a Busy Little Beaver production.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, warp factor 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race, and we make space a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Gonna travel to new worlds. Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy-free galaxy. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobayashi. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends with aliens. To boldly go where no man's gone before. Space happy. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. To boldly go where no man's gone before. Zero G.